This is what we're concentrating on right now. This year.
I live for today, Todd.
It is a weird kind of year with the road opener. They don't open on the road a bunch. And then the calendar is just a little janky because a lot of times this is like national title game Monday, and it's weird.
I like to get out there early for opening day, but I have to go. I have to pick up Julia at track practice right at 11. Right at 11.
Right at 11.
And then probably grab her lunch somewhere and then get her home, and then I'll shower because let me tell you something.
You want to clean up.
If there's one thing that you should know about me, and I promise you, after every show, I feel filthy when I do this show. I can't wait. When I do this show, I can't wait to drive home and just wash the filth all off of me.
Clean yourself.
All right. I cry. I try to scrub my skin until it bleeds. Like I've been contaminated. I was like a fire hose.
Yeah. One of those. You have a wash station downstairs here?
Yeah. I need one.
We should have one of those.
I'm a big time shower guy.
Get clean.
All right.
Take care of your skin.
And so I'll do that. Throw on my Royals gear, and then pray to the heavens above that my wife's ready to go.
Oh, she'll be ready.
She has a doctor's appointment at 10:45, so we feel like it's all going to come together.
Mm-hmm.
And if I get out there in the noon hour, if I'm heading out there, that's
fine.
good.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting it's the first pitch is after 3 o'clock.
Yeah, you have lots of time.
But I like to get in there. I have to make a few stops, and I don't get to see it very often because, man, is it tough to get in that stadium on opening day. You're trying to get away from whatever tailgate you're at. You see people are yelling at you. You're yelling at everyone else. And it's a big social event.
You got to put your head down and get in.
And then when you do decide to get in there, man, the lines are long. It's jam-packed. And so the times have been few and far between that I've actually been in there
the first pitch?
to enjoy the pomp. No, I enjoy the pomp and circumstance. The introducing all the players,
the alumni and stuff too.
Everything. It's always the same thing. Like Bloom was like, I gotta hurry up and get in there. It's time for the alumni thing, and he'll start to go. And I'm thinking that should be my cue.
That should be your cue. Yeah.
No, it's not. I got another 15 or 20 minutes, and then I'm in line.
If you miss the spot to get in, you're going to be in a line.
So I'd like to go and see everything, but chances are I'll be walking in the second inning or something. But that's fine. Being there,
cheers.
It's an event. It's one of my favorite days in Kansas City every year, and I'm glad that the weather's going to be good so people can get out there and actually enjoy themselves in the tailgates and have some fun, and we can watch hopefully a good baseball game. Now, there's two things that everyone's talking about today with good reason. One of them, boy, let me tell you, I'm glad once again for the second Saturday in a row that I didn't have to do a show on Saturday morning. Okay? Because first of all, 2 Saturdays ago, if I'd have come in here off that late night tip-off for Mizzou, Miami, Florida, in the first round of the tournament, and that performance that they put on,
you'd have been mad.
You'd have never heard the end of it from me. That would have been a bad, angry, accusatory show.
You may have said something you don't want to say.
I'd have taken this basketball program back to decisions made by Mike Alden. All right? We'd have been talking Mike Anderson, Frank Haith, Kim Anderson's name might have been brought up at some point.
Before I say something I want to you, I'm not going to say anything. That's my mom taught me that.
Because let me tell you something.
I was about 6.
The poor people around me heard it. They heard about it. Yeah. Well, I called somebody because I had to vent. Here's where we went wrong. Let me take you back 15 years. They're like, hey man, I gotta go.
Thanks, man.
I'm tired. It was a bad game. Yes, and so. Let me tell you, glad I wasn't on the radio the next day. On this fine Saturday, that was a blessing that I didn't come on the show and melt down about the Royals insisting to use Carlos Estevez. So that would have been Sunday, right?
That would have been
So
Sunday.
then
morning,
Sunday morning. I'm glad that I wasn't doing the show.
There was no save situation.
Right.
Friday night.
I'd have been mad Friday or Saturday morning, but Sunday morning.
That
Because
was
for the
rough.
second weekend in a row,
Yes.
I've been thankful I wasn't on the radio because, but I did have a pretty good audience because, as you know, it's my fantasy baseball weekend. So on
You put a show on for the fellas?
on Saturday
Sunday
we had
morning?
our American League auction, and then on Sunday it was National League. And on Saturday at the American League auction, I bid and won a gentleman by the name of Lucas Urseg.
Hmm.
And then someone said something smart ass about it,
What do you want him for?
and I said, I'll talk to you in a week when he's the closer.
Little did you know.
And then this other guy got mad because he got Matt Strom. I go, okay. All right. Cash me outside. But I just said, look, Carlos Estevez he can't be the closer right now. This is before they had used him. His velocity is down. His command is off. He's out of whack. I've had more than one person tell me that saw him in spring training, like he's not ready to go.
It's not right.
And there were two obvious options. Number one, put him on the IL. There's a wide variety of reasons that you could use to put him on the IL. Something's tender, right? Something is strained. I don't care what it is. Just fill in the blank. Put him on the IL and let's see if they can get him right in 10 days or so. Or and this is tougher because you're limited on the number of pitchers you can use. We understand that. You don't want to have to carry a guy that you don't trust in any high leverage situations, or do you? Whatever. I mean, you'd have to be in a situation where you'd feel comfortable saying, okay, we'll have him on the roster, but we're only going to use him in low leverage situations.
Right.
Well, then you're handicapping yourself early in the season. You're going to be down one pitcher.
And you're spending pretty good money for
Right.
that one. That's a guy.
So I thought the IL made sense. But if they said we're going to keep him on the roster, he's going to work through it, there's nothing wrong with him physically, we're going to use him in low leverage situations, okay, I'll take that too. But what I did not, I'll be honest with you. I didn't think they were going to do it.
They did it.
Because it was so obvious. And so many people, and I got about 15 or 20 responses right after it happened on Saturday night. Oh, you told us this was going to happen. You predicted this. You've done all these things. I appreciate you giving me that credit, but
You didn't want to be right.
right. But I think everyone with a baseball brain and eyes and ears said the same thing. Everyone that I talked to on this show, Andy Rogers, Mike Boddicker, Jamie Bluma, Scott Carroll, all our baseball people, they can't start the season with Estevez closing games, right? Not until he's good. I mean, he's telling you, I'm out of whack. The velocity, it's showing you. Everything, the hitters are, every possible sign indicates that he's not ready to go.
So let's give it a shot.
And so I said, well, clearly, okay, they didn't put him on the IL. Clearly, they'll back off of him. And I'll be damned. First save situation, 2-0, and they put him in. And everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people say, oh, I saw that coming. I didn't. I really thought there were so many signs. Guys, am I wrong here? Am I over-exaggerating this? It was one of the most predictable, obvious things that I can remember going into a season that there was a consensus about.
I knew they were going to put him in.
But I'm talking about,
Did we fail?
should they have put him in? No. Did you think that? Were we talking about that last week? That's my point.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about
Did
it
you
last
see that
week.
coming?
I mean,
Deebs, did you see that coming?
saw it coming.
How many times did I say, here's my biggest concern, that he's not ready to go and they're going to put him in a situation like that, so they shouldn't.
Every single baseball guest we had on, you said
Yeah, I
that
think
was part of the conversation.
we all kind of I just thought they would do it just to see, because everyone said, well,
Yeah.
he's going to find his velocity.
But-
and there's only one way to find
but
out.
why?
You got to put him in the hot water, and they put him in the hot water, and they got burned.
They literally gave a game away.
yeah, they did.
And what Mike Boddicker said, doesn't matter if it's in April, doesn't matter if it's in September. They all count the
They all
same.
count.
For a team like this that's going to scratch and claw to try to get into the playoffs, every game counts.
And I think sometimes early they count. I know they can't count more, but it's a good. You'd better get off to a good start.
And I watched. I'm locked in. And just from the first pitch, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Can he please get lucky here? Because you could see it. It was right. You guys watched it when he started throwing. Weren't you? Did you have the same reaction? Like, oh my God!
And the crazy part
they're going to
is,
crush him.
had he not,
He has no command. This is get him out. You can see within 5 pitches. Get him out.
had he not gotten hit by the 100 and whatever,
Would that have been a
miles-
double play?
Yeah, Bobby was standing on
For
second
sure?
base. Yeah,
Who hit it?
Harris. But I mean, Bobby was standing on second base.
But that's a lot of speed. I know, but still.
I know this
For sure?
Once it hit him,
Yeah, it was over.
It was over. And then once it got to full count,
That should not
either he's
absolve
going to
him.
walk someone or he's going to give up whatever it was, and ended up being a grand slam. And he gave up a grand slam to a guy who's just a guy who got pinch hit for yesterday.
Credit to him because his mother passed away a couple of days ago.
Oh, good
and he
for
hit
him.
that home run for his mom. So good.
Good for him.
But there's no way he should have been in that
no, he shouldn't have
situation.
been there. But I guess you give it a chance. I don't know.
No. This is and then people out there, hindsight 22. No, we
No,
said
it
this
was- yeah,
leading up to
It
it.
was foreshadowing for sure. We all talked about it. But the good news is Lugo was great yesterday. They finally scored more than 2 runs, and they're coming home with a win. That's good. And that's why we're glad you didn't have a show Sunday
And
morning.
I'm good. Urseg or Strom.
Yeah.
Closing games.
Well, anybody
Whatever. Well, not anybody. Don't say that.
other than Estevez.
Right. But those two guys, I think.
At this point, anybody on that roster who's up with the big league club right now would rather see
Right.
in a 2-run game in the ninth.
But I think those two guys are still elite relievers.
Yeah. And hey, listen, maybe Carlos will find his velocity.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And then try him out. You know what? Guess what? Let him find his velocity while he's pitching in low leverage situations
Or Omaha.
for a little while. Anybody in there want to say anything about that? That was they won a game. Imagine if they didn't win yesterday and they were still looking for their first win because
that'd
of what
be
happened
tough.
on Saturday night.
Yeah, that'd,
That'd
be
be
tough.
disastrous. is what
But
it
was that not just unbelievably terrible?
Oh, it was awful, but it was like watching a car wreck in slow motion.
And
Like,
it unravels fast. I mean,
Well,
it did not
I mean,
take time.
You knew it was going to happen, but also, I mean, like I fully expected them to run him out there, and I fully expected
Him to fail.
Did you think he looked that bad? Because it was the combination of the decreased velocity and zero command. And
the command was a little, little shocking.
but everything was just
right. He's got no confidence whatsoever, and that
Why
was
would
that
you?
was you wouldn't, and you didn't, and that that was the most evident thing ever. It's like this poor guy is being put in a situation to fail.
And he got hit in the foot, and his foot's in a walking boot. And
No,
everything
yeah,
else.
there you go. Blessing.
IL.
I don't want him to get hurt. I mean, I bet that hurt. I bet that hurt his foot.
That is
imagine it feeling
a tough spot for someone who's been so good to know you don't have what it takes to do it, and you're out there, and there's nowhere to hide, nothing to do.
Well, there's some place to hide. It's called the IL.
But they're
Yeah, that's a
You know,
hopeless.
especially
that's a hopeless
with the
hopeless feeling.
with the new, not new, not brand new, but a couple of years now. You come in the game, you can't just
right.
throw to one guy.
Yeah.
You got to throw, unless he's hurt.
Two
they can
different
take you
people
out.
I asked, like, honestly, I mean, how does the Estevez look? Like, oh boy, no. People that watch them, like, oh well, you're laughing at me for.
Well,
asking.
the attention gets bigger when the regular season starts, and not every preseason exhibition game is on TV. You
This
don't get to see all this stuff.
organization doesn't need you to make excuses.
No, I'm
for
not
him,
making
Todd.
excuses. I'm just telling you, the people who watched him said no, and then now everybody got to watch it on Saturday night.
But then, like, the radar said no.
The radar said
Everything
no.
said
The
no.
bats said no.
Everything said no.
But now,
You know,
you don't have to worry about it.
there's only one man that didn't say no, though. And that's all that matters.
Are you angry at Q?
Yeah. Yes. For that, yeah. Yes, because that was totally avoidable. Absolutely avoidable. That's not that. That's bad. That's
You're
not
not
good.
calling for Q's head or
That's
anything.
no.
But it's just you have a bad day. You have a bad decision.
Everyone has a bad day.
Yeah.
But that's a bad. Even if you like him, you can't. Well, you know what? That was a really good decision. That was a sound decision. It wasn't.
Not good.
Carlos Estevez in his boot. He's going to have his ankle contusion reevaluated. Matt Gutierrez said, we would not be averse to putting him in a lower leverage situation. Good. That sounds right. Then the other thing everyone's talking about was one of the greatest game-winning shots in NCAA tournament history. And I sat there and laid up in my bed with my giant phone that people make fun of. But guess what? That is when I need my giant phone. All right? When daddy's all tuckered out and wants to be left alone or left out of the shouting in the house, I go lock myself in the bedroom, lay down with my big phone and watch what I got to watch, and I'm locked in.
You got headphones on, or are you just watching it with the volume?
I'm watching it turned up. It's a very loud phone
Yeah.
with giant font and a big screen. It's just what I need when all of my faculties are failing me. All right? So I'm watching, and it was one of those things I was ready for a nap.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept thinking, you know what? I'm gonna keep going here because there are certain points. You know, I'm gonna keep going here. I believe in the heart of a champion of UConn. And there's two things that could happen. You could see UConn make a furious comeback, or maybe Dan Hurley gets so pissed off he just explodes or screams at a ref and gets thrown out. Something's going to happen here that I want to talk about.
Yeah, they're going to see something.
That comeback, man. And then you're thinking they're just going to run out of time.
Yeah.
They made it all the way back, but Boozer hit enough shots, and Duke just did enough to hold him off. UConn missed some free throws. But as you're wrapping your head around that and you're thinking, there's 10 seconds left, Duke's got a 2-point lead, and they just really got to get the ball in bounds and stand there.
Yeah, take a foul.
Just stand there.
Just take a foul.
And take a foul.
That's right.
And go to the free throw line, or just stand there.
Right.
And,
You
and
can
run,
hold the ball for 5 seconds.
It was pretty
Whatever you
wild. The
pretty wild.
there was they called a foul on Carolina on UConn's offensive possession, which was like, what are you guys doing? You know what I mean? And they kind of, because they had nothing going, and the guy missed one.
But as I was
and then he made one, and
thinking,
then you just get the ball in bounds. And they got it in bounds, and they passed it back to the point guard, and then he passed it again, and then that's when the
too many
Caden
passes.
Boozer
little
just
Boozer.
stand there.
But
He
as
tried
it's
to
happening,
he tried to make a play that was going to end with this dunk that was going to be cool.
It happened too fast.
I don't know about that.
It happened too fast. No, because you saw John Shire on the bench. He's going like this, pass it forward.
Yeah. Had he just thrown the ball up in the air, they'd have been better off.
I saw Gottlieb try to
you gotta
defend
hold the ball
Shire
for 5 seconds.
I saw Gottlieb try to defend Shire. You think he told him to pass the ball forward? And everyone's like, yes, because he's standing to pass the ball forward.
Yeah.
And yes, that would have been the most, I guess, sure way to end the game if he would have passed it up there, wide open dunk, game over.
There were two guys behind those two players, and one of them would have gotten the ball, and they would have dunked it, and it would have been But those give the credit to
That would have been what?
And let me say this:
the UConn defenders deserve a lot of credit for not quitting.
we're gonna play a couple of the clips later, but we've talked about how different athletes react after tough losses. Some of them talk, some of them don't. It's always interesting to listen to how an athlete handles adversity. Both those kids did a great job of sitting in front of the microphone and expressing themselves in a tough moment and coming off super classy. I'm quite sure that has something to do with their father being a very successful basketball player and them learning from him. Clearly, he's done a pretty damn good job of raising those kids because you listen to him. I had a lot of respect. You felt for him. It's Duke. No one really gets sad for Duke. But I think it means something to me. I think it does to you.
Yeah.
It hit me, the brother aspect.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
When a kid sits there and talks and opens his heart, and there's video of him like shaking hands in the media and thanking them, and in a tough moment. That shows something about a kid.
Absolutely.
Both of them answered all the questions. But, man, I sat there for probably 45 minutes or so. I think I probably watched the replay of that shot 30 or 40 times from all these different angles. I sent Jake the UConn call, the Duke call, the Westwood 1 call, the CBS call, because I couldn't get enough of it.
It's great stuff. It's what we like sports.
That's one of the greatest shots ever in NCAA tournament history.
Yeah,
it's right there. But then you have to think about, like,
it's not for a national title, so it's not as good as like Chris Jake.
When I think of the greatest shots, I think of Bryce Drew,
right?
But the stakes were that high. You have to think about Christian Laettner, right?
That was an Elite Eight game.
You have to think about the Villanova buzzer beater to win it all.
That's probably the greatest shot ever because it won it.
But this one's right there
because it was longer, and it was an
Elite Eight to go to the Final Four.
And it was the part that they were down 19 and down 15 at halftime. You know what I mean? It's all of those things going with it. It wasn't
the steal.
Yes.
And everything. Where would you put it? I know this is difficult to say that.
Top 5 shot in
Is that top 5, Jake?
Yeah.
If you consider the moment, what was at stake?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd probably put that in not trying to be, in the moment, like, not overblowing it. Like, that was an all-time, the whole play.
And it's the 19-point
comeback.
Too.
It's the 19-point comeback.
The two teams, who they are.
Yeah.
The 19-point comeback. But the sequence that led up to it.
All of it.
The steal. Boozer trying to pass it. I mean, yes. But it was shocking.
And the difficulty of the shot. That's a long shot. And they had shot horribly from 3. They finally made a few.
And the little spice
in the second half.
you add to it that the freshman, the kid that made the shot, is what? Do you see that, Jake?
He's
you know
from
where he's from?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's from Indiana.
Mr. Indiana basketball.
Yeah, I did see that.
And so the reigning Mr. Indiana basketball freshman at UConn hits the game-winning 3 to send his team to the Final Four in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I top 5, but I think Jenkins would probably be the best.
Because
Leitner's up there.
Won the game.
And also
the NC State one.
Yeah.
That's the top.
But also that sequence
that's top 5
with Jenkins, because of the way North Carolina
hit the
shot
Yeah.
beforehand.
Beforehand.
The whole sequence was like, just like this sequence.
Yeah.
And you're right, NC State, Jim Valvano.
And if you win the game to win the national title on the shot, I mean, Jordan's shot was great in '82, but North Carolina still went down and turned the ball over. You know what I mean?
There's
something about.
on.
And
That's
by the
a
way,
memorable shot, but it wasn't like one of the.
By the way,
it's an iconic shot.
This shot here, I mean, I appreciate that they want to get everything down to the 10th of a second, but the game's over.
No,
don't go back and look at the replay and put 0.4 on it. It's dumb.
I mean, it's
all part of the thing.
It is part of it. Like,
it's all part of it.
You can't not do it. I mean,
it's crazy. The rules are different. The clock used to not stop. Like if you go back and watch, Rolando Blackman hit the big shot to beat number 1 Oregon State and the clock just rolled.
Yeah.
I mean, the ball went through. It took 4 seconds. It just went around. The game is just different now because of that.
Is it bad that I like Dan Hurley? I feel like
No.
I feel like I can't admit that.
No.
Like people, everyone doesn't. I like that.
You wish he was your coach.
Yes.
Yes.
In life,
Yeah.
let me tell you something.
he's great. Like
when I think,
like in the early game, like try to hand the ref his glasses.
Yeah.
when I think about
Phenomenal.
like when I think about my limited life in sports and who are the most effective coaches that I think the most of were the hard-nosed, tough ones that got the most out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
Absolutely.
the only reason I even made it into the Golden Gloves or even fought a little bit.
Someone made you do something.
Was
you
I
didn't
had
wanna do.
I had a certain trainer that was not interested in putting up with any of my BS because I had a lot to offer, and was hard on me, and that's exactly what I needed. And I tried to be that kind of coach for my boys and my girls. Not Dan Hurley going crazy, but I mean he's a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, phenomenal.
He makes me laugh.
He's probably the best coach going.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with coaching kids hard.
Mm-mm.
And he talked about it. He said, look, I'm not only getting them ready for some of them to play basketball at the next level, I'm getting them ready for life because life is hard.
And, some people just don't like that. He complains a lot about the calls, but,
But what do we romanticize when we talk about college basketball? The old Big 8. Mm-hmm. Why? Man,
Personalities.
Those personalities are the coaches. and we think about Norm Stewart and Johnny Orr and Billy Tubbs, right?
Yep.
That I think it seems like Dan Hurley would have fit in in that era in that conference.
For sure.
Did any of those
And he would
guys
say
give the
some things.
referees hell?
They did.
Or say some wild
Yes.
things?
Absolutely
Or get after
did.
each other?
Absolutely.
Who else am I missing? Throw some other names in there.
Well,
Larry Brown's
Larry
pretty
Brown,
fun.
he would do it. You had Norm, Billy, Johnny.
That was fun.
Yes, it was great fun.
And we liked that for them, but then Dan Hurley but there's, I don't know.
Well, you just see
He's old school.
They do a really good or bad job of showing every expression he has on the sideline about every play that gets called. And listen,
It's great.
It-
I'm sorry. It's great. It's great theater.
he is awesome, and UConn is a blue blood, whatever you want to say.
Oh, they're building on a dynasty right now.
I mean, it's unbelievable what they've been able to do out of nowhere, basically. I mean, now it's been 35 years out of nowhere. Time goes. But they have turned into an amazing program.
And those back-to-back wins.
They are they are not in, and it's called Power 5, whatever, with the Big East, but it's not like the other leagues. They aren't in the Big
For
10 or the
most of the
SEC and all
game,
that stuff.
who was their best player on the floor?
The kid from St. Louis?
Yeah. That's like
Who was at Michigan before?
let me tell you something. I can't get away from it. In this tournament, I cannot get away from it.
They're everywhere. And
Kansas City, St. Louis, Overland Park, Liberty, Ruskin, Kansas City, St. Louis. Look at it. Steven, look at none of them. None of them are playing at Mizzou.
Not even a sniff.
Not one of them. Nobody got an offer. Nobody wants to play there. You big dumbass. This tournament's screaming at me like, enough, I get it. Stop it. I thought I'd seen enough of it the other night with Iowa and Illinois.
Yeah.
Can I get any more Kansas City kids on the floor at one time? Can I get some coaches tied to the area? And I think I'm done with that. I'm just harmlessly trying to watch a basketball game.
No,
And let me tell you,
yeah.
how this kid got out of St. Louis, we'll have no idea. Stop it. Leave me alone. I don't want to play this game anymore.
What are you laughing at?
Opening day is today. Let's go have fun out there, huh? Go Royals. Back after this on WHP.
Halloween.
Welcome back to the show.
I'll tell you what, we should have had the break on the air.
Why?
The show continued.
No.
Steven,
No.
he fired up today. I don't know how you got to Eli Drinkwitz, but
I spoke glowingly about Eli Drinkwitz, and I eviscerated Mizzou basketball.
yes,
Is that basically what I did?
that's what you did during the break. You feel better?
Nope.
No.
Let me-
Opening day.
Can I sprinkle some Royals
Oh yeah.
into your life or not?
Pour it. Don't sprinkle it.
Wow. You hear what he just said?
Pour it on me.
He wants it all over him,
Mark
man.
that.
Pour
Mark
it.
that tape.
Pour it on him.
Douse me.
Wow. Okay.
You got boobage today?
One of the stars of the game yesterday, the Royals' first win of the year. First of all, Lucas Ursay, thank you for.
I love that dude,
Thank
by the
you.
way.
Immediate payoff.
I
for
love
Steven.
that dude.
I love him at $4 in my AL only. Let's go, baby! That auction happens 24 hours later. He's going for like 15. I stole him. I want you to go up to him in the clubhouse today and say, "You've been on the show with Steven.
Yeah.
He'd like you to know that he stole you for $4.
$4.
Stole you." They should have put me in handcuffs after I got him for $4. Let me tell you that right now. Carter Jensen.
Ah. Hey, a local kid who plays for a local team.
That's exactly right. And he hit what they call a home run. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, this kid's a stud. Kansas City, Park Hill High School. Carter Jensen talked with Joel Goldberg. Has everyone figured out Royals TV?
No.
Got that taken care
Oh,
of?
well, I will say this, yes. So Friday night, my big fear is my dad going to be able to watch the Royals
Don't be
game?
afraid.
Right, not scared. We had gone out. We were going to go have a little dinner and then watch a little Royals and little Sweet 16 out at a local bar.
Have some drinks. There you
So
go.
I call my dad. It's like 5 after 6, and I call him, and I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "Well, I just got home." He had gone to dinner, and he said, "I just got home, and I'm watching the Royals pregame." I said, "Hallelujah."
You say, sure hope they don't decide to use Estevez in a
Now, the disappointing
high
part
leverage
was
situation.
yesterday he called me about 4 o'clock. He says, "I can't find the game." I said, "Dad, the game was at 12:30."
Yeah.
They won.
But it is on MLB Network yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on the app. It was,
I think it was
the app.
on the network too.
Yeah, it could have been on that,
I'm
but he was
old.
on the app.
I'm
And,
old.
I called him on Saturday. I said, "Here's the deal. This game Saturday was on Big Fox. It was on regular TV.
Right.
So we've already had to navigate the app
I-
and the whatever."
I'm very old. I get it. I wish they were just on one channel and it was like the old days.
Yeah,
It's so stupid.
it's a lot.
No, they don't make it easy.
No.
You know,
And
they
it's
need
not,
to make it
it's
easy.
not the Royals' fault. I'll say this. They got in bed with a
Whoa.
company.
Easy.
They got in bed with a company that went bankrupt. Partially because they were giving these teams too much money for something that wasn't worth that. It's business.
Well, here's Royals TV. Carter Jensen was with Joe Goldberg after the game to talk about his performance with the bat and catching Seth Lugo's terrific start.
Well, Carter Jensen doing it all today. The homer, 2 RBI, also catching Seth Lugo. Let's start with that because we know he throws a million pitches. What was the game plan? How did he execute it?
Yeah, just stick to his plan. Stick to his strengths. Let him go out and do his thing. He threw an amazing game. It's a lot of fun to catch. So glad to get the first one out of the way.
Saw your dad upstairs, and I think he was holding his breath on the home run. You don't really know what the wind is doing. Acuna could certainly explain that. What did you see?
Yeah, I knew I got the pitch I wanted. Put a good swing on it, hit it, and I was screaming at it and told it to go. So I'm glad it did. Glad to get the first hit out of the way. Now we're ready to go, ready to roll.
Get the first hit, get the first win out of the way. Head back home for the home opener. What about the rebound from last night? This is the big leagues. It's different than the minor leagues. What did you see from this team in terms of mindset?
Yeah, never give up, never quit. We're going to go through tough times in a season. It's a long season, and unfortunately last night we went through a tough time, but we bounced back. Came into today and focused on today, not thinking about yesterday. So, super proud of the guys. Everybody's been, head on straight, and everybody's just determined to win.
I love that Haas is calling you young Carter, and you used to watch him growing up. Now you're hitting the home runs. Great job, and we'll see you back there for your home opener at home for you tomorrow. Thanks, Carter.
Amazing. Thanks so much.
That is amazing.
Yeah. And by the way, today the game is on Royals TV, but it's also simulcast on KCTV5. So that'll make it easy for you. If you can't find it, or if you haven't paid the $99, or it's not on your Spectrum or Comcast or what, you know what I mean? Wherever, if you don't have it, find Channel 5 today. You got the game. Tomorrow, there is no game. You don't have to worry about it. Next day, it's more complicated.
Congratulations to Keaton Wagler for leading Illinois to the Final Four.
Local kid.
Yes.
Does well.
I heard that he was a local kid.
Yeah. Not playing for KU, K-State, or Missouri.
That's and see, two-time Mr. Basketball in the state of Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
That's on KU and K-State.
That's
so they'll
on
have
them.
to eat that one.
Yeah,
You got the wrong freshman, buddy.
that's all right. Make mistakes, live and learn.
Watch this.
Watch
this.
Watch it, Leabo.
What would their season have been if you had Keaton Wagler instead of Darren Peterson? No, you don't. I want you to stop licking
Impossible.
up to KU
It's impossible to answer that
brass.
question.
I want you to do the hypothetical and just take that road with me.
They'd still be playing.
That's right. He got it. Look at that. He said it in passing. Because, look, you hear me tear open wounds left and right on this show.
Rip 'em open.
And I accept when things go bad or bad decisions are made.
Pick that scab.
I mean, don't you watch that and think, how in the hell is he not at KU? How?
Well, I mean, they could have had both of them.
But he didn't have him. That's
Right.
my
That's
point.
what I'm saying.
Like Missouri, like K-State really probably can't say that because he'd have just looked at what K-State was like. No,
Well, I mean, K-State's paying $2
Right.
million to players. He might have
I don't
said,
know
Yeah,
there.
he might have said yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
maybe not. You know, but I'm just talking if it's all equal.
Yeah. Well, it's not all equal. That's the world we live in now. Because there's some weird reasons why guys
Well,
go places.
KU's paying too, buddy.
I know, but
my point is like that.
K-State has been playing old players, not young players.
What I'm trying to say is, if Kansas makes someone a point of emphasis, they have a better shot than K-State or Mizzou at getting somebody. If they decide they want to get that person, is that wrong?
No, that's true.
I think it's not like it used to be, but there's still a little bit.
He didn't ask you if it was like his use. He just asked you, is he wrong?
According to Rick Pitino, the Blue Bloods don't exist
According
anymore.
to Tom Izzo, they do. So he's right. Stephen,
If
I'll
they're
answer your
getting paid
question.
the same, you think a kid's going to go to K-State or KU to play basketball?
Todd, don't be
If
dumb.
they're getting paid the same,
Yeah.
probably KU.
Probably,
He's being
Todd.
such a
Probably.
I don't know.
You don't? So if Darren Peterson was offered the same amount of money to go to K-State as he was KU, he'd have to think real hard about it.
Depends on how good Tang was in the meeting.
Oh, come on, Todd. You're being stupid.
Anyway, don't you think
Revival.
Kansas
Come on.
watches this, or should Kansas watch that and think how like what happened here?
Yeah, why were we
What did we
looking
miss?
out? We should look in the backyard.
Because you're watching one of the very best, not just freshman players in the nation, play like a special player at the highest level, and help take his team to the Final Four. And is this saying too much? He played in this tournament and did what you were hoping Darren Peterson would do as a freshman. And you think of some of those moments that he had, like the road win at Purdue, and all these things that he did, and all these scouts raving about him, right? That's what you were looking for.
How about he just played in almost every game? That's pretty.
I know, but look at the
good
level
start.
he played at. But
a
no,
good
this
start.
is what you were hoping for.
Yeah, sure it was.
But nobody, and look, Mike DeCourcy wrote about it. C.J. Moore wrote about it. A bunch of people missed. Nobody saw this coming, but we talk about this all the time, too. If it happens in your backyard, you can't miss,
Right.
you know?
Albert Pujols.
Well, Kansas
Not-
didn't miss on,
not drafted.
Ochai and Christian Brown and everything else. And
Now, those were almost afterthoughts. I mean, we've talked about this before. They weren't recruiting the number one players in the country back then as well because they were in trouble, and they were, people were scared about the future because of the FBI thing. And it turned out to not be that as big a deal then, but
Maybe focusing on the really best players in this area ain't a bad
It's not bad.
approach.
It's a good mix of everything.
I just wanted to know if that hurt you to watch that.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't. I mean, I'm happy for the kid. I'm really happy for Brad Underwood, who was an assistant at Western Illinois when I was going to school there.
That's exactly right. The Leathernecks.
And he had a connection back here.
Thanking
And
him.
you wouldn't talk about a wild roster,
You
man.
know who he's an
that
assistant
Illinois
for there?
roster is insane.
Leabo, you know who he was an assistant for at Western Illinois, right? Jim Kerwin.
Really?
Yeah,
Old Sooner assistant.
yeah.
They their roster's wild. All the dudes from Croatia and Montenegro and Shawnee.
You're like, Wagler's incredible. But Wagler's incredible, though.
Oh, he's incredible.
Yeah.
And they got like
He's the straw that stirs that drink.
he basically Peja Stojakovic's kid was the point guard,
He's
and
a
he got
stud.
hurt, and then Wagler took over, got his opportunity. You never know what someone's going to do till you give him the opportunity, and he's been great all year, and now he's played himself into the NBA draft.
Yeah, top 10 probably. Damn lottery pick.
This is crazy, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, the NIL stuff has changed the international part of this for
How
sure.
good did Terrence Reed look, the center for UConn from St. Louis? You're watching him, it's like,
Stud.
but no, like doing everything.
Everything.
Like, look at this guy.
Well, the people at Michigan are like really good. They're in the Final Four and everything. But like, well, he was on their team. No, he's not. It's just crazy.
That's
The game is super international now at college. There's always been some guys coming over, but a lot of these guys coming over now, they used to just want to go play professional basketball in those leagues in Europe, and now they can come over to America, get acclimated to America because they all want to play in the NBA, and they can make some money while they're playing here in America and be a part of this amazing life that is to be a top college basketball player at one of these big schools. It's a better life than living in the G League or running around trying to get paid in some European league.
Congratulations to all the families of these local players that were showcased in the NCAA tournament.
What a ride, man. And it's not over yet.
No, but that's got to be the experience of a lifetime. And even though I complain because I root for Mizzou or UMKC or Jake Gutierrez for Kansas. Man, I root for Kansas City kids, and I root for your families, and I'm so proud to say that Kansas City basketball produced this level of talent. Mm-hmm. So when I say Kansas City, both
sides,
it's all encompassing.
The whole metro.
All of it.
All of it.
I embrace it with open arms and hold it and caress it, nurture it.
And if you'd like
love
to
it.
Go to one of the local schools, that'd work too.
And that's why I'm excited that Mark Turgeon seems to really be focusing on that and already has several commitments from really good high school players in the Kansas City area that might get overlooked. And also, guess what? For a high school kid, it's even tougher now because the transfer portal is where it's at. Mm-hmm. And sometimes for some schools now, high school recruiting is almost an afterthought.
Yeah.
But you can still build something special getting some kids out of high school.
It's those top of the top ones are the big recruits, obviously, like the Boozers and
I think a great
Peterson,
K-State coach
Acuff.
once said, you're talking about the cream
Day
cream is what you're referencing.
Maybe you should have just said a K-State coach, not a great K-State coach.
For this show, he's great.
He was great.
The exception of the very cream de cream teams, there's probably going to be a wide range of things happening.
He gave us good material to use on the show.
He's the last
Good
coach
content.
to win an Allen Fieldhouse from Kansas State.
Oh, that was somewhat in your face.
My face?
Yeah.
How's that in my face?
It does.
In your face, Todd.
We'll take a break. Back after this on WHB. What's up, Kansas City? Stephen St. John here for Window Nation. Spring weather's unpredictable. It looks like it's going to be beautiful today. But you never know which way you're going to have to adjust your thermostat unless you have the right windows. And with Window Nation, you can count on your home being comfortable regardless of the weather. Their windows are customizable and energy efficient, and expert installations, you know how long they take? Just 1 day. That's incredible. And, of course, Window Nation backs all their products with a lifetime warranty. So now's a great time to upgrade with Window Nation. And you know what? March is almost over. So in March, the more you buy, the more you could save, up to 50% off all window styles and 0% for 60 months. Visit windownation.com for your free consultation today. That's windownation.com and tell them SSJ sent you.